The 7th edition of the History of Manga presents the manga artists who have had the most hits in Japan. That manga artist is Rumiko Takahashi. She is a pioneering female manga artist who has had a string of hits in shonen magazines. She is one of the rare ones who has never had a manga series that ended after a short period of time, but has continued for almost 10 years and has been adapted into an anime series. Some of her best-known works include Urusei Yatsura, Mason Ikoku, Ranma, 1 Second, and Inuyasha. Rumiko Takahashi was born in Niigata in 1957. She began to love reading shonen magazines that her older brother was reading. She started drawing manga when she was in junior high school and began contributing her manga to Shonen Sunday and Monthly Manga Gara. While in college, Takahashi entered the Gekiga Murajaku, where she became a special trainee after her abilities were recognized by manga author Kazuo Koike. At first, Takahashi also submitted her work to Shonen Jump, but that was rejected, and she submitted his work to Sunday. The genius Takahashi was rejected by Kazuhiko Torishima, who had discovered Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama. In 1978, while still in college, she began an irregular serialization of Urusei Yatsura in Weekly Shonen Sunday. In 1980, after graduating from college, she began the regular serialization of Urusei Yatsura. Urusei Yatsura is a romantic comedy about Moriboshi Ataru, a cheating high school student, and Ram, a beautiful alien girl who loves him with all her heart. Urusei Yatsura was packed with all the elements that would become staples of later anime works: beautiful girls, school, gag, science fiction, romantic comedy, sexiness, yokai, cosplay, and more. This work quickly became popular and was adapted into an anime in 1981. Urusei Yatsura is said to be the origin of moe culture in Japan. There had been beautiful girl characters before that. However, what made Ram and other characters in Urusei Yatsura thoroughly different from those before it was their emphasis on sex, based on swimsuits and cosplay. The advent of Urusei Yatsura led to a dramatic increase in Urusei Yatsura cosplay, parodies, and erotic doujinshi, and the comic market grew in size. The origin of anime festivals held around the world can be found in Urusei Yatsura. In the same year, 1980, he serialized Maison Ikoku and the weekly magazine Big Comic Spirits. Today, no other manga artists have 2 weekly serials. This shows how fast she was working. This Maison Ikoku is considered a milestone in romance manga. It is the story of the main character Yusaku Godai, who grows older along with the serialization over a period of about 8 years, and over the course of 8 years, he is united with the woman he has fallen in love with, Kyoko Odanase. The settings that later became a staple in Japanese romantic dramas were clearly influenced by this work. For example, the love triangle between the hero and his rival, the indecisive hero, the duplicitous rival, and misunderstandings that result from mishearing or misreading. That is because we live in an era without cell phones, so there are all kinds of differences that occur. I reread this manga regularly and find it interesting no matter how many times I watch it. This manga was also adapted into an anime and was a big hit. Incidentally, after Urusei Yatsura, the Maison Ikoku anime was aired, which was aired on Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. And before that, Akira Toriyama's Dr. Slump and Dragon Ball were aired at 7 p.m. For the children of that time, Wednesday night at 7 p.m. was the prime time for anime. The serialization of Ranma, 1/2 began immediately after the serialization of Urusei Yatsura was completed. This work is the story of Ranma Saotome, a man who falls into a cursed fountain in China and turns into a woman when hot water is poured on him and back into a man when he is covered with water. It is a romantic comedy about him and his wife, Akane Tendo. The manga has been translated in 22 countries. Ranma is set up as a kenpoist, and has an aspect of a fighting manga, following the trend of fighting manga such as Dragon Ball. At the time of the serialization, China had not yet adopted an open-door policy and was still a mysterious country, so the story could be created. Her long-running serials are essentially romantic comedies, and many of her characters have strong personalities. The heroines of Takahashi's manga have one thing in common: they are innocent-looking, jealous, and single-minded about the people they fall in love with. Her short manga, on the other hand, tend to be serious and horror stories. Mermaid's Forest is one of his best-known works. Her unique worldview is often described as Rumiko world. Her cartoons are very original and are characterized by the absence of similar followers. She is a rare cartoonist who has been at the forefront of the industry since the 1980s. Even those who love to draw may sometimes get tired of it when it becomes a profession, but Takahashi is a person who says that nothing is more enjoyable than drawing manga. Takahashi is now 66 years old. I hope that she will continue to draw manga in good health forever.